everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I am going to show you how to make this soap bar bag, and this is my pattern. It is called the Lacey soap bar bag, and it's to hold a bar of soap, or you can even wash with it, but you can use it to hold just the soap after you wash. Now it has a little tie to cinch up so it stays, but it's very easy. You open it, take it out. So this is what I'm going to show y'all to make. Now it normally fits oval soaps, and I have this Caress soap bar. It actually fits perfect in this bar of soap, fits perfect. So let me show y'all. And there we go. That's how it looks. Well, this is kind of off, but yeah. So, and then you just hang it from your shower. So let's get started. Alright, so for this tutorial, you will need some stitch markers, at least 2. You'll need a 5.5 millimeter crochet hook or an I-9. You'll also need a darning needle, yarn needle, whatever you want to call it, a pair of scissors to cut your yarn. Alright, and we are going to be working in joined rounds, and this is the yarn that I'm using, Crafter's Closet yarn. This is a cotton yarn. You can find these at Dollar General, but not all Dollar Generals sell them. Has light blue, green, and shows dark blue, but not really. It's more like teal, light blue, and white. So this is 100% cotton, but you can use any 4-weight cotton yarn. And let me just say, if you want to make the bottom a little bigger around the edges to increase it, all you would have to do is increase these stitches one more time after before you do the back loop only row. So very easy. You just would increase the stitches around here. So let's get started. Round 1. Alright, so to start round 1, you will need to make a slip knot. And how I like to do it is I take the tail in this hand, cross it over, and then grab my working yarn. And what this does is the knot slips on the side of the working yarn. So it tightens on that side instead of this side. Alright, so we need to chain 6, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now, you can also use a 6 millimeter hook to make it a little bigger if you would like. Alright, we're going to go in the second chain from the hook. And single crochet. 1 single crochet in the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, and 3. Now in this last chain we are going to put 3 single crochets. There's 1. Fold that tail down a little bit. There's 2. And 3. Now you're going to want to take your stitch marker and mark this middle stitch. Just like that. Alright, now we're going to do 1 stitch in the next 3. Now this might seem a little confusing, but it's right there, there, and there. And make sure you crochet over this tail. There's 1. 2. And 3. Now this last one, which is right there, we're going to put 3 single crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Alright, so next we are going to slip stitch into your first single crochet. And I have a little trick that I like to do. After I slip stitch, I pull it tight, snug it down, because this slip stitch, it makes it smaller and you won't mistake it for a stitch. And then chain 1, snug it down slightly, and there we go. So now you need to mark the middle stitch here. And this is what it should look like so far. On to round 2. Now for round 1 you should have 13 single crochets for this round. Round 2. Alright, so for round 2 we are going to single crochet into the same stitch that we slip stitched into and do 1 single crochet. Now 1 single crochet in the next 4. Sorry, looking at my notes. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now you can remove this marker for a minute. and we are going to put 3 single crochets in that next one. 1, 2, and 3. Mark the middle stitch. Alright, now we're going to put 1 single crochet in each of the next 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Remove this marker and 3 single crochets in the next one. 1, 2, and 3. Mark your middle stitch. And 1 single crochet in the last stitch. Now, if you look, that looks like it could be a stitch, but it's not. If you look how it makes a little L kind of shape here and here, that is the slip stitch and the chain 1. Alright, and here is your first stitch. Slip stitch into it, tighten it down, and chain up 1. For round 2, you should have 17 single crochets. Round 3. Alright, so for round 3, we are going to put 1 single crochet in the same stitch where you slip stitched, and 1 in the next 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, in the next 3 stitches, you will put 2 single crochets, and you can remove the marker. So 2 in each of the next 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, and last one, 1 and 2. Now 1 single crochet in each of the next 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Alright, you should have 4 stitches left, and you can take out this marker. 2 in each of the last 4 stitches. One and 2. 1 and 2. 1 and 2, and the last one, 1 and 2. Now we're going to slip stitch in the first stitch, which is here, and chain 1. For this round you should have 24 single crochets. Now if you want to make it bigger, increase the last 5 here and increase 5 over here, and it should make the bottom a little bit bigger, but that will adjust the pattern slightly, so you might have to finagle and kind of make it work out, but you'll get the technical idea. So on to round 4. Round 4. Alright, to start round 4, we are going to be crocheting in the back loops only on this round, doing 1 single crochet in each stitch around. And what this will do is make the soap bar bag curve upward. Alright, so I will meet you at the end. You should have a total of 24 single crochets. Alright, so I have 1 stitch left. Here's the slip stitch and the chain 1. Now to end this round, we're going to go through both loops of the first stitch, slip stitch, and chain 1. Round 5. Okay, so for round 5, we are going to half double crochet in this first stitch we slipped into. So yarn over, draw up your loop, yarn over, and pull through all 3. Chain 1, we're going to skip the next stitch and half double crochet in the next. Chain 1, skip 1, half double crochet in the next. Chain 1, skip 1, half double in the next. And you're going to repeat this around until the end, and I will meet you on the end and show you what to do then. Alright, I have made it to the end and I have 3 stitches left. Now I just half doubled and chained 1, so skip 1, half double in the next, chain 1, and we're going to skip that last stitch and slip stitch into the top which it's right there, of the half double crochet. So you're ending in a chain 1. Tighten your slip stitch and chain up 1. And you should have 12 half double crochets and 12 chain spaces for round 5. Round 6. All right, for round 6, we are going to single crochet into the half double crochet, and we are going to chain 2. 1 and 2. Now this chain right here, the chain 1, we are going to single crochet in it. We are going to chain 2 and single crochet in the chain 1 space. Again, chain 2, single crochet in the chain 1 space, and we are going to do this all the way around, and I will meet you at the end. Alright, so I made it to the end, and I have 2 half doubles left with 2 chain spaces. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna single crochet into this one and chain 2. Now this last half double and the chain 1, you're gonna skip all together and slip stitch into your single crochet. And that's what it should look like. Alright, so for round 6 you should have 12 single crochets and 12 chain 2 spaces. Now that would equal 24 chains if you're counting them individually. I just counted 1, 2, 3. I counted just the spaces. So, alright, on to round 7. Round 7. Alright, so for round 7, we are going to half double crochet into the single crochet and chain 1. This is going to be similar to round 5. You're going to half double crochet in the chain 2 space and chain 1. Skip the single, half double in the chain 2 space and chain 1. This will be what we will repeat for this round until the last couple of stitches. And I will meet you at the end. Alright, so I made it to the end of round 7, and I have 1 single crochet and a chain 2 left. And this is where this round is slightly different than number 5. You are going to half double crochet into that last chain space and chain 1, ending in a chain 1, and slip stitch into the top of the half double crochet. And chain 1. Alright, so for this round you should have 13 half double crochets and 13 chain 1 spaces. Round 8. Alright, so for round 8, it's going to be similar to round 6. And we are going to single crochet into that first half double and chain 2. Now, for this round, we are going to skip this first chain and half double and single crochet in the next. So you are going to skip here and here and single crochet here. And then chain 2, single crochet in the next chain 1 space, chain 2, skip the half double and single crochet in the chain 1 space, chain 2, skip half double and crochet in the chain 1 space. Repeat this around until the last 3 stitches. So I'll meet you back over here. Alright, so I made it to the end and I have 2 half double crochets left and 2 chain 1 spaces. So we are going to single crochet in that chain 1 space, chain 2, skip this half double and chain space, and slip stitch into your first single crochet. Sometimes it don't want to go in. Alright. Alright, so I was having a problem with the yarn splitting, but I slip stitched and I'm chaining chain 2 on this round. This is the last and final round, and this chain 2 does not count as a stitch. So for round 8 you should have 12 single crochets and 12 chain 2 spaces, or 24 chains and 12 singles. Alright, to start round 9, we are going to double crochet into the first single crochet, and we are going to put 2 double crochets in the chain 2 space. And in the next single crochet, we're going to put 1 double in the chain space here. We're going to put 2 double crochets, Alright, so this is technically what you're going to be repeating all the way around. 1 single crochet in each, 1 double crochet in each single crochet, and 2 double crochets in the chain spaces. And it will kind of flare outward, that's fine. Alright, so I'll meet you at the end and show you how to end it. Alright, so I made it to the end, and we are going to slip stitch into the top of the double crochet, not the chain 2, but in the top of the double crochet. Now pull your yarn through, snug it down, clip your yarn and hide your tail. How I like to do them on my double crochets is weave it down through the stitch, and don't pull it too tight. Or it'll pull your double crochet down. Now all these, I like to go under them, just like that, and then go back and forth. And don't pull it too tight because it will pull your stitches. Kind of like that. And if you want to go back again, just catch a different stitch, clip your yarn. Alright, so this is what it's looked like so far. Now we are going to make the little drawstring for it, and then we'll be done. Alright, so what we are going to do for the drawstring now, you need to start with a slip knot. Leave a decent sized tail because we're going to be tying knots in each end. So start with your slip knot. And you need to chain 60. So I'm going to chain my 60 and I'll be right back. Alright, so I have my chain of 60. Now you're going to chain one more, so technically 61, but we're going to pull this stitch as tight as we can. So pull out a little bit for the tail and snug it down till it makes a knot. Clip your yarn, pull the tail through, tighten it even more, and we are going to tie a knot in front or around this knot. Now, if you don't actually catch this knot, it's okay. Just tie one in front of it, like that, and then tie another one around it. There we go. That should be good enough. Now leave at least that much of a tail. All right, and we're going to do the same thing on this end. So tie a knot as close as you can. And then another one. Pull it tight. All right, so now that we have knots in each end, it don't matter which end, but you take your yarn needle, thread an end, and pull it all the way up to that knot. Take your little bag with this curved side facing you like this. Pick anywhere, preferably about the middle, and go through the stitch. Now what we are going to do is go behind the post of the double crochets and then in front of the post. Do not go through the actual stitch like that. You go around, under, and then over it, under it, and over it. Pull it through a little bit. And then continue around. Under and then over. Now when you get to this chain 2, it looks a little funny. There's a small gap right here. Go around the chain 2, go under the chain 2, and then over the next double crochet. Pull it through, taking up the slack, and you're just going to do this all the way around, going under and over the double crochets. All right, now pull it through and keep on weaving in and out until you have 2 stitches in between from where you started. All right, so you'll have 2 double crochets in between where you went in and where you're coming out. All right, so now we're going to even up the string lengths. Just kind of pull it to where you can get them evened up the best you can. If you have to snug it down, you can. All right, that's probably good enough. That's as close as I'm going to be able to get. Now, what we're going to do is tie a knot. So crisscross these 2 and loosely tie like that. I'll show you one more time, and my light just went out. I hope y'all can see. All right, so crisscross like that. And you want that there so it holds your soap in place. Now, we're going to take the two ends and tie them together. So the two yarn tails, try to get the two knots to line up. You know what, just tie it wherever you can. Tighten it tight. If you want to tie another one, make sure you catch the knot. Alright, so now clip your ends, and we are done. So this part is where you would hang it in your shower, and then you can untie it here and never lose your knot. So you can open it, get your soap out, close it back when you put your soap in, and you just tighten that knot, and it keeps your soap in place. I hope you have enjoyed this tutorial. I do have this pattern available in my Ravelry store. And yes, have a great day, everyone. Take care and stay safe. Bye.